Welcome back, esteemed viewers. If you just joined us, you are right on time because the show just started. Today we'll be discussing a topic that says AI revolution, how to stay relevant and thrive in the emerging economy. AI revolution, how to stay relevant and thrive in the emerging economy. Before we move forward, let's give you an insight of what this topic entails. The AI revolution is fundamentally reshaping industries, economies, and societies with advancements in machine learning, automation, and data processing. Artificial intelligence is driving unprecedented change across every sector. In an era of rapid technological advancement, shifting global markets, and evolving consumer demands, markets staying relevant in the emerging economy requires adaptability, continuous learning, and a proactive mindset. To thrive, individuals and organizations must embrace innovation, cultivate resilience, and harness the power of collaboration. The world is evolving. AI revolution is coming at a fast pace. Now, as a businessman and entrepreneur, an individual, what are you doing in order to thrive in this emerging economy? Are you just going to stay like that, not doing anything, or are you going to try your possible best to adapt to this revolution that is coming? The economy is thriving. What are you doing about it? So on today's episode of the Engendered show, we'll be discussing how individuals can thrive in this emerging economy, in this revolution that has to do with artificial intelligence. How can individuals thrive? Join us as we welcome our guest for today. He goes by the name Wisdom Ibeh. He is an artificial intelligence expert and a public speaker. Good evening, Wisdom.
Good evening, Confidence.
Hey, welcome.
Good evening, Bukola. Thank you so much.
It's nice having you on the show.
Thank you so much.
An artificial intelligence expert. Wow.
I think there was one. Do you know a lot of people don't know? Like, they don't know what the full meaning. Let me not say a lot of people.
Okay.
But there was one Vox Pop I watched on YouTube, and the guy just went around. He went to a school, a university,
Wow.
to ask students what the full meaning of AI was. And like 95% of them were blank. Or
Really?
like how many? Let's say, like, because I can't remember the exact figure. Let's say he asked about 10 people.
Okay.
Only one person knew it.
Wow. A higher institution. Okay.
Do you know the full meaning of artificial intelligence?
Like, most of them are using it. But they don't know the
They don't know,
full meaning of AI.
they just know AI. But what is the full meaning? They were just blank. Like, I was surprised. I was surprised.
So if those in higher institution doesn't know what AI means, how about secondary, primary?
Secondary? How about like older people? The people don't even know the meaning of AI in its entirety.
Wow. So yeah, I think that's what we are discussing today. I know some of our viewers out there, I'm sure they don't know the meaning of AI. Okay, even if you know what is artificial intelligence, you don't know what it entails in total. So our guest here today will be giving us an insight on what AI revolution entails and what it's all about. So before we move that, how have you been? Like, how is the country treating you? I heard of recent that prices of foods are coming down. But I'm yet to see it. Because yesterday I went to the market and the prices are still there. So where is the prices coming down? Wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's much needed because, okay, let me just say this. I believe economy don't just get better, people get better.
Okay.
And why did I say this? I'm saying this because if you can take, for instance, in the finance of economies, they are poor people. And why in the poorest of economies, there are also people that are wealthy. So I've basically learned not to put my prosperity on the economy per se. But basically, I can tell you the economy is very harsh, especially to entrepreneurs in Africa. The economy is truly harsh. But it's fine, we keep pushing, and we always keep pushing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nigerians, they know how to adapt.
Yeah,
So we
that's
always
the
adjust.
thing.
That's our unique skill.
Yeah, I think NMPC now has reduced the price to $8.60 per liter.
Okay.
That's because
Initially it was
of the
1,000.
1,000 naira. You know, they dropped it to 900 and 950, about 900, and then they increased it again. I think the monopoly, they don't have monopoly of market anymore. So I guess that is fighting against them. And the Dangote refinery dropped the price, so they dropped theirs too. I mean, I think for that it is good for the economy, because when one entity owns the power for something, they have the power to dictate how that sector goes. But if there is, you know, healthy competition in the market, I mean, people get things at a much lower rate, you know. Even if this person is selling for 900, you surely know, my mother knows that there's somebody selling
800 or 850.
850. They research to find that person.
One thing about I realize in this country is that once anything goes up, it's very hard for it to come down. I don't know why. I don't just know why.
Yeah. And Nigerians themselves, they enable that system. Something has come down, but they won't.
And I think that there is it a kind of a new policy that, you know, traders are being asked to reduce the prices of goods.
Do they adhere?
It will not it won't take effect in this country.
They don't adhere. That's the thing. They don't adhere to anything.
They won't.
They don't adhere to anything.
Well, let's just keep hoping for the better.
Yeah.
All right, let's delve straight to the topic for today, which is AI revolution, how to thrive in the emerging economy. Now, explain the concept AI revolution. What does it entail, so that everybody can know the meaning of what's AI? We know it's artificial intelligence, but like buttress, give us what it entails.
Okay, we are considering a very important topic, AI revolution. And I will say this, I will say AI is the next big thing. Okay, let me state, for instance, the world we live in currently is not the world that was previously.
That's true.
You can see that there's actually a trend, like the world has been changing, and then change is constant. So the world keeps changing, and AI revolution is the next big thing. The world started in the era of agriculture, where those that own the wealth are the farmers. Money belongs to the farmers and those that rear livestock and the rest. Then we saw that there's been a progression. The world hasn't been that static. There have been a progression in the sense that we saw machines coming into play, and then it bettered the industrial era. So then those that owns the machine and operate the machine, they own the wealth. And then something happened in the 2000s. The world changed in the sense that internet came into play. And then the reason why we can do all this today is because of the internet and then technology. If you can see that they've been a constant trend to how the world keeps changing. And then the world is not going to remain like this forever. It's going to change, definitely.
It will keep evolving.
It will keep evolving. And then your ability to see the future and then position yourself very well for the future, it gives you an edge in the emerging economy. So that's why we're talking about AI revolution. It is the evolution whereby AI, computer as we know it, is no more computer as usual. It is computer that thinks.
An advanced
Yeah.
Computer accessible to all.
Definitely.
You know, computer used to just be, you know, your system. It's there.
Yeah.
But right now you can take it, you can move it. You're computing with your phone.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you're computing with like basically anything. A camera, like anything. Computer is small now, it's little. So I guess the AI revolution is really, because like you said, we've had eras, you know. There was one time it was the farmers, and no farmers are looking like, there's still money. I mean, yes, because two things are, for me, I feel like two things are necessary in this world. You want to position yourself properly, position yourself in agriculture and AI.
That's true.
I think, because people have to eat.
That's true.
No matter
the
the humans that are creating the AI, they have to eat.
That's
So
true.
position yourself in agriculture or AI. But the thing is, AI is moving really fast.
Very fast.
Like because look at even the instance of a year, 2 years. It seems like we have moved so much faster into the future. And it's like we're living in the future, not just actually going into the future.
Yeah.
We are living in the future right now, and if you are not like into AI right now, you are missing out. That's what it seems like, because of
I
the revolution.
had this discussion with a friend this morning concerning AI revolution, and it was like, it's very easy, to talk about AI revolution or probably accept it outside Nigeria. But here in Nigeria, like, it will take many decades for you to actually, get used to that AI revolution, or for that AI revolution to come into play in Nigeria. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I get your point.
So what do you have to say about this? I was like, okay, let's hold on. When I talk to my guests today to have more insight. So do you think that it's going to be very impossible for this AI revolution to take
to really propagate in Nigeria?
In Nigeria, to be precise.
It is very much possible, and in fact, it's already happening. But there's a saying there's a saying about the frog, that if you put a live frog in a bowl and then pour water into the bowl and then heat the bowl, the frog keeps adjusting. It keeps adjusting. The higher the temperature, the frog keeps adjusting to the point where the pot becomes so hot that the frog could no longer adjust and tries to jump up, but then it's already too weak, and then it dies in the bowl. That's a sad situation. So AI. It is high time Africans and Nigeria as a whole begin to embrace these things, or else we'll be the second users of these things. And then the world, before we go catch up, the world has moved ahead of time. I saw a statistic that says, the UN gave a rough statistic that said in 2050 that for every 4 person you see, 1 of them will be an African.
Okay.
It just tells you that we already have a strength of population, but population is not enough.
Yeah, what are we doing with that?
If we are going to rule in the future, we must also do that by knowledge. So it is high time for we to embrace technology, embrace artificial intelligence, and then see how we can implement this into our daily life, because it has come to stay. There's a phrase that said, you either evolve or you die. So your ability to evolve and adapt is going to determine how relevant you will be in the future. So that's just basically it.
Yeah, I mean, Nigeria, I think the AI acceptance in Nigeria is not so high. I mean, among the youth, it probably be a little bit high because everything now is, done on the phone. But the thing is, we don't have a lot of application of it in the country. Say, I would not compare us to, I mean, yes, comparison is how we grow. Yeah, but we as a country compare ourselves with all these countries that are like much more evolved than we are. And we are nowhere near them. If you're talking about a country like Japan, that country is already living in the future.
I mean, Japan, they are the one producing this stuff now, so you can't compare Nigeria with
Japan. I'm just saying, imagine some of the technology they have over there. I'm telling you, 2050 is even too far. It's too close. Let's say too close or too far for us, because I don't think we'll still get to that point. Because it's not. Is it our leaders? Is it we the Nigerians ourselves? Because things are not moving in the way they should. I don't think Nigeria should still be in this situation where we are still fighting corrupt leaders.
Okay.
I mean, for the giant of Africa, we should have gone past this level. I mean, you have other countries in Africa that are doing better than Nigeria right now, especially in AI. But if you come down to, I think maybe the countries in the North Africa, I think they do a little bit better. But when you come down to West Africa and maybe East Africa, is another problem of its own. And then you see what people they've gotten since like 2-3 years ago is what we are seeing as new now.
It looks so strange.
So imagine, that means we have a very wide gap. We have the population, we have the resources, because when you come to Africa, you see Africa is where they mine most of these things they use for the the technology. But it seems like we're selling our birthright.
Probably because we don't even know the value of this.
But that's the thing. The government has to start investing in it. They start to like they have to start investing in how people get this knowledge. Because that's what other countries do. They invest in their people and their people get the knowledge to do these things and help their country. Most of the time Nigerians go to other countries and those countries invest in them and make their own country better.
What an iron. Still talking about this AI revolution in the workspace, I think so many people are scared that this AI will one day take over their jobs. Yes. That's the kind of the mindset some Nigerians are having now. That this AI can just one day take over my job. I won't be needed in my workspace anymore. They would just have to resort to AI.
Do you know that when I was
you get what I'm
younger,
saying?
I saw there was one article I saw in the newspaper, and they said that that time when you're younger, you have like I think 3 or 4 careers that all children look up to: doctor, banker, engineer, or lawyer. So I was just thinking, I can't be a doctor. I don't have the brain for that. I can't be a lawyer. Okay, I can be a lawyer. I didn't even got into that. But after a doctor, I had got into banker, and I saw the article. They said in 10 years' time, robots will take over for bank. I said, no, I can't be a banker. So robots will take over my job. That was how many years ago?
People are still having that mindset.
Yes, people are still working
with that mindset. How are we going to accept this AI revolution if we are still having the mindset that AI will one day take over our job, instead of having this mindset? Okay, even if there is AI, you can also work along with the AI, right? Work hard in
the
hand.
AI needs you to work.
Okay,
it's not the other way around. The AI is not living. I mean, you are the expert. The AI needs ChatGPT is not ChatGPT without, like, it's just a tool that
you have to give the command.
Exactly, you give the command. It's a human being that made the ChatGPT. So, I mean, I don't think that's it. I think it's a mindset that people should, do away with. But
just to add to this, most people truly see AI as a threat. But the thing is that AI is not going to take your job. It is the people that use AI that's going to take your job. And then I want people to see it this way. Don't see AI as a tool, not necessarily a threat. Okay, let me give an instance. For instance, okay, confidence. For instance, you have friends, and then you are friends with the brightest of mind. You're friends with doctors, what best. You're friends with footballers, what best. You're friends with different people in different sectors. And then 2 things can happen. You can either feel threatened, or feel relinquished, or feel downcasted because you feel you're not up to them.
Their standard.
Or you can either feel like a superhero, in the sense that whatever you want, you have the leverage of people. Whatever information you want, you can actually see yourself like the superhero within that setting. That is how people should see AI. See AI as a tool that AI has come to limit the borders or remove the borders to creativity. Let's take, for instance, you thought of creating an e-commerce store, and then the next possible option is to look for how to get capital, how to pay the developers to develop the e-commerce platform and the rest. But with AI, artificial intelligence, you can have an idea, sit down and say, I want to create an e-commerce store, and in 5 minutes
you have one.
You have one. So AI has come to bring a level playing field.
Make the work easy.
Make the work easy. You can now play on that same level. Rather than you having to raise capital, having to look for developers, AI is coming to bring a level playing field. So AI is actually a tool and not a threat.
Okay. So if we are saying that, the thing is, I think for me, as much as AI has made things easier, it has made people lazier as well.
Okay.
Because I was on a space one day.
Whatever has advantages.
Yes, has disadvantages. So, and it was in the instance of two developers, like you said, and one was just more, AI, and the other one was just more old school, oriented. You have to actually, type in the codes, everything. And then one person was just like, they had to work together. But what do you think? I think AI has made people lazier. What do you think?
Most people.
Okay, I think AI is a neutral tool. It depends on the application. AI, okay, for instance, I'm a business person, and then I've learned that to innovate, there are 4 things you need to do. One, you need to measure your strength on 4 simple things. Speed. How fast can you deliver?
That's true.
And we talk about the user experience. How much can people understand difficult concepts? How can you make difficult concepts become simple? How can the mama in the village use what you're doing? And then the third one is pricing. How cheap is it and accessible to the public? If it's too cost, it's only for the elite.
That's true.
And then the fourth I would say is accessibility. How many people can access it? So these are borders to innovation. These are bridges to innovation. If you look at AI is fitting into these categories. And we all know that it is not just based about hard work. Hard work combined with smart work. With AI, you get to see an advantage. It offers you speed better than what humans can do.
That's true.
So productivity is not basically the amount of physical effort you put in, but it's how coordinated you put in your efforts to give specific and exact results. So I don't believe when people say AI make people lazy. I just believe it is the wrong use of AI. If you use AI to cut corners, then you should be prosecuted for that. So these are what we call the ethics of AI. There should be ethics. Definitely.
There are ethics as well.
Yeah, there are ethics. I know in China, someone was prosecuted through like online court because their crime was an online crime. So they prosecuted them with an online
cyber
court.
crime.
Yeah, it was a cyber crime.
Wow.
So they did online court session too.
Online court verdict. I think it's okay. Now, do you think such online court verdicts will be effective here in Nigeria?
Definitely, it's going to be
the way things are.
The fact is that if you look at Nigerians are always shipping from the West and from Europe. If it's currently happening in the US or in Canada, just give it few months, you see it in Nigeria. And then one thing I've noticed about Nigerians, we are very, very adaptive people. We adapt so quick. So it's going to be very, very much effective. You can see since 2020 we've been using Zoom, we've been using online platforms. You could see webinars, and then this just to prove that we're actually adapting.
We do adapt.
It's
but is that all we do? Adapt? We don't innovate. We don't create.
That's the problem. We are major consumers.
Yes.
That's the problem of Africa and Nigeria. We are majorly consumers.
So how can we rectify that?
Okay.
Because we can't remain consumers.
Exactly.
Okay. How will I put it now? Okay. As consumers, the number one is that most times we want the government to do it all, and there's nothing bad about the government doing it, but if the system is not functional, we just have to improvise. And then it boils down to enlightenment. What are we doing to enlighten the people? What are we doing to tell the people about what we know and how better we can do what we do? How do we empower the people rather than waiting for the government to come do it all for us? Because we're not privileged that way now. Currently, we're not that privileged. So how do we create awareness? And that's why I really appreciate the show, because this is part of it.
Yeah.
We are making people understand that there's much more
Yeah.
to what you think you know.
Okay.
So I believe enlightenment and then empowerment. And then if the government can also support, in the sense that they can create funds that are allocated to this sector. US is doing it.
That's technological innovation.
Yes, US is doing it. The Europe is doing it. In fact, billionaires are doing it. So Africa shouldn't be different.
I think, was it of recent, I saw on the screen on TV that is it secondary or primary school, you're able to create a robot from waste, from recycled. You're able to create a robot.
Recyclable waste.
We are very bright-minded.
Right.
We are very bright-minded.
Yes,
people.
and that's what the government should invest in.
Okay.
Because you literally have to catch them young now.
Exactly.
It's not, yes, you can, get university level student and stuff, but we should start inserting it into the little ones' lives, but in an amount that it is, positive and not negative.
Exactly.
Because, like you said, the malicious use of AI is also out there, and that is what makes some parents, because as much as we have youth in the in the society demographic, we have older people, parents, and sometimes most of the time what they see is the negative impact of these things, because we have a lot of bright-minded Nigerians, but the next thing they will carry their system to do is
fraud.
or fraud, online fraud. Like, so when they see that this is the only thing they see, you cannot tell them otherwise.
Exactly.
It's like, now you have a work online. There is there is out of 10 Nigerians they tell that you are working online. Only two will believe that you are doing something legit. The other 8 believe you are doing something
online
nefarious. So first of all, how do we start from the little ones and make it positive? Even we ourselves in the society, because I don't know, like, factually, I think the youth, we have more youth, more youth in our demographic in the country. So why not use this for better? Don't let the older ones, all they see is the negative impact, because then they don't believe that there is anything good that will come from it. Most of them use phones, they are on Facebook, they are on WhatsApp, and that's the result of AI that they are seeing. But they still think.
And I've noticed in these advanced countries, you see a child of 3, 4 creating something that an adult in Nigeria cannot create. And I begin to imagine, do we have different brain? Is it the same God that created us?
They start young. That's the thing. Yes, I know that the government doesn't have to do everything, and we ourselves, we have to work for it. But that catching it young, I think it is something the government has to invest in.
Okay.
Especially now that we are going to be paying a lot of tax. Let them work for it.
All right, viewers, let's quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, the show will continue. Stay with us.
Please, girls, let's be fast with our chores. It's almost time for Engendered. Girls, it's time for your favorite program, Engendered. Yeah, Mommy, we're coming right away. Sophia, turn off the gas. What are your fears as a woman? And what are your doubts as a lady? You think you're alone with those thoughts? Then welcome to Engendered, where we'll bring you discuss, interviews, previews, experiences, opinions on issues relating to the female gender. This is Engendered.
Please, girls, let's be fast with our chores. It's almost time for Engendered.
Welcome back from that break, and we're still on AI revolution and how to stay trendy in the in the AI world now. So the thing is, AI is everywhere, and a lot of people, I have a friend now that is trying to transition into like AI tech and stuff like that. So, but a lot of people don't know they just go for like what they can see. And sometimes there are other aspects you can actually go into, not just computer science or developer or so. What are the few like AI driven job roles that I think are not being spoken about enough and should be out there, because we need a lot of people in different areas of AI development? So what are those sort of job roles, AI job?
Okay, wait, before you answer that, are you saying that AI goes beyond computer usage?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you have jobs in AI. It's not just computer science. It's not just that. You have like I know of developers, and now you're even going into crypto. Now is even a part of AI. So like this thing is much wider. It's not just, it's vast. So but a lot of people just go for like the computer science things, like what they can see, but there are other roles out there too that are much in need. Like they are very much in need, but they don't know about it. Like, do you know such roles? You can just shed light on that.
This question is so very much important. You see, when people talk about AI, the next thing that comes to their mind is ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is also an AI, but it's basically the language model of AI. That's the linguistic aspect of AI. The aspect that deals with, even though they are integrating much more models into AI, but it's much more of the language model that understands speech and context.
Command.
Yes. Now, the problem is, how would I put this? Okay. Should I say, the problem is not being open enough to learn. The greatest skill you ever have is the ability to learn. And that's realizing that all you know isn't all that exists. The openness to learning. There are much more aspects of AI. Okay, for instance, the last 10 years has been about the science of AI. Billionaires are investing millions into knowing about this thing called AI. Then the next 5 to 10 years will be the application of AI. So AI is going to touch us everywhere. It's not just on a sector, it's going to touch everywhere.
Yes.
From health to graphics to whatsoever sector.
Even your researches now have AI.
AI. So the goal is not, if you're an expert in a field, your goal is to
expand.
How do I apply AI into my field? How do I use AI to my own advantage? How do I make AI much more beneficial in the sense that I can do things faster and way cheaper? So now there's the era we are is the era of generative AI. And then if you look at, we are slowly moving into the era of agentic AI. Agentic AI. And this is what most people are not talking about. And what's agentic AI? Agentic AI are digital employees.
It stands for responses.
Wow.
I think I know.
Digital employees. So now AI are being trained to be professionals. You can have an AI that is a good presenter.
Wow.
You can have an AI that is a certified accountant, chartered accountant. You can have an AI that is a certified whatsoever. So, agentic AI. And then it is the AI, they said computer usually used to be garbage in, garbage out. What you give to the computer is what it gives to you. But that statement is no longer true now.
Yeah, that's true.
Now we have the ability of computers to think and perform tasks. So rather than just say AI solved computer to solve this, no, AI can basically sit. You can ask a question and then it can sit, analyze the question, provide solution. Let me say, for instance, you're a real estate person. You say, AI, how can I make my business much more visible? With AI agents, it can receive the command, work on the command, make research on the command, produce content, send out the content, analyze the content, see the best performing content,
and produce.
In fact, connect your ATM, run Facebook ads, and then that's how much more agentic AI is going to really change the world. And the world, funny thing is that the world is we're not yet ready for it. And then we think it's something that will happen in the next 10 years, next 20 years. It is already happening.
It's already happening.
I was okay. I'm into automations, AI automations. I help businesses automate processes.
Okay.
And then there's something called the AI voice agent. An AI voice agent is changing the way businesses operate, in the sense that, for instance, customer service, as we used to know, when you call the call center, probably you call from network providers, you call MTN, they say press 1 to receive this, press this to do this. It's changing, in the sense that we have AI voice agents. You can call the AI. It will tell you, hello, I'm Sophia from Kaftan TV. How may I help you? You can communicate with the AI. Okay, let's say I want to book a reservation or this and that, and then it will communicate with you. And the funny thing is that it can, at the same time, talk to 1,000 people at the same time.
Wow.
So we see that it's so fascinating. The fact is that the future is scary, but it's also interesting. We're going to live in a very amazing time. It
seems like a very, very AI oriented. I can see that he really enjoys the AI, because now a lot of people that are going into tech are going with the knowledge of, I want to make fast money, and that in a way is reducing the impact, because they're not, like you said, they're not opening themselves to learning more. They will just relegate themselves to that road that they are going into. So a lot of people are just like, AI is the way now, tech is the way now, let me just go there and learn this thing and then make money. And in that way, it's not even helping us, because we are not interested in it for the propagation. We are just interested in it for ourselves. And if we're not interested in it for the propagation, how will we grow?
We want to be able to adapt.
Exactly. For the development of it. So that means that we will keep on having a huge chunk of people that are learning the same thing, that are using the same thing and are not advancing, and which means the country is not advancing.
That's true.
So how do you shift people away from that mindset that come off it is not just about money? Think about the larger, the bigger picture. Because for instance, now I talk about crypto a lot because it's one area where I know a little about, and I see that it is growing. For instance, the person that started Bitcoin, till today they don't know who that person is. Till today they don't know who that person is. But this person came up with that idea. I mean, there was already crypto, but then he just probably built up on like other foundation, like foundation of what was already there. But then because he saw the future, and now you see it. I'm just saying. Okay. So let us go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Sorry for that. And we're still talking before we leave. We're still talking about AI revolution. How do we get people away from that short-sightedness, that short time reward?
Just focusing on getting money
because
instead of having an advanced knowledge.
As AI is trending, that is what is also trending in AI.
Of course.
So people see it as a means now to get quick money, and that is not helping us, because if you are looking at just getting quick money, you are not looking at the future. You are not looking at how big it can grow, and we have to shift away from that mindset. Yeah. How do we help people shift away from that?
Okay. There's something my mentor always tell me. He said, wisdom. The people that live beyond themselves live beyond their times. And then if you are this person that is always focused on self, there's a limit to which you can go. In fact, people actually, in the bid to pursue money, they miss out. And I'm saying this because the goal is not even money. The goal is not even to chase money. The moment you're chasing money already, you have missed it. The goal is to provide value, and then money, it's a byproduct. It will come with it. It will accompany it. So I would just say that be much more open to empower people. Don't just be a functional person. Functional person in the sense that you want to do just the money and get paid. Be a vital person in the sense that your presence is being felt, your impact is being felt. So live beyond yourself in order to live beyond your time, and then try as much as possible to do things that benefit others also.
Okay.
So that's basically
time is against us. Let's just take this last one. Now, we are still talking about AI revolution and how to thrive in this emerging economy. So what are the skills one needs to learn in order to thrive in this emerging economy? What are these skills?
Okay. When you say the skills that you need to learn in order to thrive in this emerging economy, they are basic skills of life. And then, okay, let me say this. The distance between what you want, okay, how will I put it? Okay, the distance between what you want is language communication. Whatever you're looking for, someone owns it already. And then it is pride to keep asking God for something you already know someone has it. Just humble yourself and ask the people. So it boils down to community. Learn to be open, learn to ask questions, learn to curate your feed, your social media feed. Don't just only follow comedians. They are good, but at least follow people that are driving to where you want to be. Have mentors, have role model. Communication is important. And then the skill you need to learn is the ability to learn, the ability to always self-reinvent. They said during battle is not the best strategy that wins, it's the person that knows how to change strategy in the face of chaos. So being able to reinvent yourself is a skill that is needed in this day and age to survive. Because before you look, the world has shifted already. Before you go catch up, the world has shifted. So you must be a person that is curious, always open to learn. And how do you create that environment? It starts with your lowest hanging fruit. Social media. Create your feed. There are people that are driving towards what you are doing nationally and globally. Begin to follow them. Begin to consume their content, buy their books, and then it begins to shape your mind. And then all of a sudden you just see that you are becoming the new person. I saw a tweet from Tony Olimelu. He said, I've undergone series of self-reinvention to get to where I am. Paraphrasing. So self-reinvention is a skill. The ability to learn is a skill. The ability to network is a skill. Open-mindedness is a skill. These are skills we people overlook. It feels like they are not. People want to learn the coding, but these are basic skills that get you into the room. The ability to communicate, the ability to network, the ability to interact. They are skills that can buy you different things, and their relationship. Like these are basic skills. So, but when it comes to specific skill, if you're into content creation, pay attention to softwares that can help you improve your content creation. For instance, 11 Lab is a AI software that helps for voice, like voice and languages. For instance, you can create content in English, and then you can translate that same content to Spanish, French, with the same, with your same tone. It will look like you're speaking Spanish. So you can see that you can reach a wider audience. You can reach a global audience. And then in fact, people even use it to make money on YouTube. They create content with English, create content with Spanish, create one and on different channels, and they are making money from it.
That's true.
So it's all about check your field, and then what you do, how can AI help me innovate, make me produce much more? So that's basically it.
Okay, thank you so much, Wisdom Ibeh.
Thank you.
It was nice having you on the show. I mean, we've learned one or two
Yes,
today.
definitely.
AI, artificial intelligence, and I'm sure those some of our viewers that don't have the idea of what artificial intelligence entails, I'm sure you've learned one or two today. Now, this is where we draw the curtain on today's episode. I'll leave you with this: AI, that is artificial intelligence, is not a threat. It makes our work easier. So it is something that a human can work hand in hand with it. So you don't see it as a threat. And those of us that, have the interest of just gaining monetary, means, learning this, using this artificial intelligence is very wrong. Let's have an advanced knowledge of this artificial intelligence to help you and also help the country at large. To become your way again, I am Confidence Reuben.
And I am Bukola Ogungbeje. Stay tuned to Captain TV for more news and updates. Bye.